was in her mid-20s when she lost her mom unexpectedly. Overnight, she wasn't just grieving, she was named personal representative, which meant she was responsible for a house she didn't want, couldn't afford to maintain, and didn't know how to handle. And the truth is, she wasn't even thinking about real estate, she was just trying to get through the day. When Sarah and her brother inherited the house, it wasn't in great shape. There were holes in the drywall and in the ceiling. Her mom had 3 cats who had been living there with a roommate and weren't taken care of, so the entire house smelled like urine. The second bathroom didn't have a functioning vanity, and there were signs of water damage in the family room. Sarah kept saying she couldn't afford to fix any of it, and she couldn't keep paying all the expenses like utilities, insurance, lawn care. She knew that she and her brother did not want to keep the house and that the proceeds would help their families. And she wanted it handled quickly without pouring money into repairs. They wanted her to be ready to sell the property as soon as title transferred. We told her, immediately start going through the house, taking the things that she and her brother want, selling things that they think could be sold, but then leaving the rest, that we would be responsible for getting the house cleared out when the time came. So even though we knew she wasn't able to close yet, we wanted her to be prepared for the day that she could close. That way it could happen as quickly as possible. What we did on our end is we lined up a buyer to sell the house to. Sarah and her brother received an offer they felt comfortable with weeks before title officially transferred. So that meant when the court process completed and the property legally passed to her, we were able to close the very next day. Because we were able to work with Sarah early on in the probate process, she didn't have to stress out about managing contractors, coordinating dumpsters, or worrying about having to fix anything or replace anything in the house. And that was a huge relief to her. And that relief matters more than people think. What life looked like for Sarah and her brother after the closing. She was so relieved that she sent me a text message the very next day thanking me for all of my help, because the proceeds from the sale helped her and her brother's family, and she didn't have the constant pressure sitting on her shoulders anymore. So because we were able to work with her early on in the process, we were able to get rid of her stress as quickly as possible. So that way she could focus more on her family, the grieving process, and moving forward. And that's the part people don't talk about often enough. Selling an inherited house isn't just a financial transaction, sometimes it's emotional relief. If you're in a similar situation, especially here in Seminole County or nearby, I want you to understand something. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to clear everything out, and you don't always have to wait. There's a way to approach this calmly and strategically. Preparation is what helps families move forward best. My brother Adam and I went through this ourselves in 2021 when we first lost our dad and he had an out-of-state property, and then a few months later we lost our mom and inherited a property in the state of Florida. We made mistakes. In some cases we waited longer than we needed to, and we felt overwhelmed. That's why we approach inherited homes differently now. We prepare families so when they're ready, they'll truly be ready. If you're handling an inherited house and you just want the real estate side to feel manageable, reach out. In the description below, you can use the link to schedule a call. If you're dealing with an inherited property in Seminole County, Orlando, or surrounding Central Florida areas, watch this next video. If you would like to talk sooner, click the schedule a consultation link in the description below. Or if you would like to find out how much your inherited property could be worth, click the link for an inherited home valuation.